cliche, but it holds true once again. This is the most important election of your lifetime.
We're electing the President, House of Representatives, and the Senate. And we have to make sure that union-friendly, postal-friendly candidates are elected to each of those offices.
As a union, we know how important elections are for our members and the issues we care about. With our future at stake, we need to make sure our voices are heard, starting with who we elect as the next President of the United States.
One stroke of the pen could change everything, and that's why we need to make sure we have the candidate that is very protective of the country and of the mailing service that we have.
There are two candidates in this race. One of them is a proven champion of working families at both the federal and state level, and that's Vice President Kamala Harris. The other called the Postal Service a joke.
It could have a tremendous impact on all unions and the National Postal Mail Handlers Union if the right person does not sit in the White House.
When Trump was president, we unions had our backs up against the wall.
He blames us for losing the election in 2020. And he's right. Without vote by mail, Donald Trump will be president again. And he knows that, and he's gonna take his vengeance on us if he gets back in.
I think overall it's a no-brainer. You have one guy who's kind of anti-union, and if he had it his way, there'd be no unions. So without unions, there's no employee protection. Without employee protection, there's, of course, chaos.
I know there's some people out there that might not like some policies for this candidate or that one, but we're focusing on postal issues. So we all know that Vice President Harris is the best choice for the Mail Handlers Union.
Everybody focuses on the presidential race, but the congressional races are just as important. And just going back to postal reform shows you how important that is. With one act of Congress, they could take away our benefits. They could take away our pensions. They can take away our health benefits. They can also enact good stuff that helps us, like the Postal Reform Act.
The thought of the Senate being taken over by the Republicans and a Republican president, a Republican House, would be almost fatal to the Postal Service at this time if they get what they want, because they would really put an aim on privatizing the Postal Service.
They pretty much know what the alternative is if the former president gets in, is that it's going to be very interesting for unions, federal employees also. He has a real disdain for them. It's not in any of our benefit to vote for the guy.
The Postal Service is something that you can count on 6 days a week, and we need members of Congress sitting down, making sure that we can continue to deliver. I do not care if the member of Congress has an R, a D, or an I after their name. If they support the Postal Service, if they support our members, we will support them.
A lot of Congress people have reached out to us wanting support. So usually when they reach out to me, I get in touch with our legislative director because she knows everybody. We're trying to make people aware of who's for us, who's not, and what's in our best interest.
The mail handlers have a political action committee, a PAC. It allows us to make financial contributions to candidates that support our issues, making sure that our friends and champions are able to stay on Capitol Hill, and those who speak out against us don't come back.
Our union stands ready to do our part. We will make sure every ballot sent by mail is delivered, just as we did in the last presidential election.
More people can engage when you vote by mail. And that's the bottom line of democracy. Every vote needs to be counted. And we were right there hand in hand with the Postal Service working through that.
My state, Washington, along with Oregon, California, and many others, we have entirely vote by mail. It's a process that's controlled. They make sure that you're the only person that voted with your name, and there's fraud preventions there.
Make sure your vote counts. Vote by mail. Vote by mail. Everybody should vote by mail.
And to ensure our future, we need every union member to be fully engaged this election season.
They have to get involved, and they need to come to these union meetings, question all of our representatives, and get some answers, and then they'll see just how important they are.
First and foremost, register to vote, and then second, get out and vote. find out where your polling location is, sign up for vote by mail, and then also learn who their member of Congress is, where they stand on issues, what bills they've co-sponsored, what they have said on social media, what they have said to the press, and whether or not they're a champion for us.
This is your livelihood. Whatever you can do to push the candidate that's going to support you and your job and your family, that's what you should do.
You have to go out and make your voice heard. You pay taxes, you live in this country, it's a free country, it's one of the biggest rights you have. You have to go out and vote.
Betting on the future.
We're all in.
Betting on the future. We're all in.
Betting on the future, we're all in. And get out there and vote.